Hey, Spectrummer, or Demonster Lance, it's me, Spycoast1000 here, coming to you a video. In this video, I am turning 4 more Class 1A students into Golems. I haven't done this for a while, and, well, that's all for this beginning. Let's get into the video. Let's go! Okay, so the first one, oh yeah, I'm back, recording audio for going over creatures I've hunted, or I've just cataloged. We're going over more golems today. First one being the Kung Fu tailed golem, or most commonly known as the tailed golem. These golems, like their creature name suggests, know some form of martial arts, sometimes mistaken for Kung Fu, because they are able to mimic Kung Fu a lot easier than any other type of martial arts. But they are sometimes able to do things like, I don't really know, but I believe on one occasion, come on, like I was saying, sorry about that, like I was saying, on one occasion, one was able to do Taekwondo, which was incredibly impressive. But they mostly do either Kung Fu or some of their own type of martial arts of their entire golem species, incorporating their tail into it. In the wild, they're actually relatively friendly and helpful to humans. The humans that find themselves in the area of these golems are usually shown the way out or rescued from being attacked from a more aggressive golem. Trust me, those golems are powerful. But the other ones, they are known to fight within themselves as a competition. Strongest wins, yada yada yada, those rules. But, there's the ability, some sorcerers have the ability to turn them evil, and you can usually tell whenever they're evil. Their eyes are usually black or very dark red. This occasion, black for the record means they have somewhat control, but dark red means they have more finite control. More control or near complete control. It can still talk on its own, but sometimes the words are very limited and stuff like that. The one I had to fight, for the record, these things weigh about 2 tons, and they stand around 6 feet tall. I'm only around 6'1", so just an inch above these things. Punched the thing right in the head. Nearly broke my hand. I was lucky I was wearing one of my boxing gloves. Because, well, golems are strong. I managed to crack the crystal eye a little. But then I managed to lure it away from the spell reach. If you have more magical power, the longer range the spell can be. This guy had quite a bit of magic power, but mine was more, so I managed to make an anti-magic area around me, laying the golem free, and then knock the guy out and put him in prison, with help of the police. Let's get to the next golem. Okay, the second golem we're looking at today is a golem known as the Animal Communicator golem, or Communicator. Communicators are actually crystal golems. Their head shape is similar to that of the Anima Whisperer dragon, but the main difference is they're golems, whereas the dragons are dragons. These are mostly either found in forests, on high mountains, or in valleys brimming with animal life, because of their ability, in their name, to communicate with animals. It's a quite impressive and useful ability. It's the crystals themselves they have on the hands, which are really their arms, and on their head. Their head, being small, it actually has a really long range. Like, I'm talking maybe 5-10 miles. Young ones only having around a 50-foot radius. That's impressive for a small creature. But still, Not to mention, these things are actually quite shy when it comes to humans. They mostly decide to keep themselves and away from humans because in their past, they were hunted for these, for their crystals and decided not to become violent because they're mostly nomadic creatures. They decided to become more wary of humans. Although a few times they are very aggressive ones, but they are still really shy. The few times people see them, people are shown to have matured and stopped hunting them, although it is now very illegal to hunt these golems. The few that people know of are also, these things weigh around 2 tons, and they were about 7 feet tall and incredibly strong. I'm talking able to slice through a tree with one of their crystals with minimal damage to the crystal, while maximizing power from the actual to the actual thing they're damaging. It is impressive, not to mention extremely dangerous, because if you manage to find one of these things, or it gives you a crystal, if it gives you one of the crystals, it's showing you, hey, I trust you to make sure you don't tell anyone where we are. Depending on the size of the crystal, you can make it into a charm, a wristwatch piece, or a full-on sword. Depending on the size, you can have the ability to talk to animals to a certain degree. But the bigger the crystal, the more communication you can have with an actual animal. And trust me, other golems will keep away from you, because if it's big enough, you can summon a freaking dragon that can crush them like a tin can. Let's get to the next one. Hey, just want to say, I hope you are enjoying this video. And also, please like the video so more people can see it. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Well, let's get back into this video. Let's go. Okay, the next golem is the corrosive acidic golem, or acid golem. These golems are very different on the count that they actually have a near complete black eye with a good chunk of yellow in the middle. Like their name suggests, they are able to use acid, a very corrosive one at that. I'm talking able to burn through a full 2-foot thick tree and burn through it within a matter of seconds. That's impressive. They are known to be in construction, of all things, because they have the ability to burn down trees like that. And they mostly bring the trees to the lumberyard. But in the wild, these things are mostly carving paths for humans. They are actually extremely bubbly personalities from what I've seen of these creatures. They are helpful to humans, not to mention incredibly nice. But that's not saying they are immune to the damage that magic can be done to them. One case of it was when I was hunting. It was being under control of a wizard that was wanted for about 5 years for mass murder. I've seen that stuff. He mostly uses golems, of all things, because some people really hate golems because these golems have very human-like intelligence, but they still count them as true monsters because how dangerous these could be if they were decided to go against humans, mainly because of their abilities. No. But I was hunting that guy, and the golem he decided to use for his latest mass murder spree was one of these. Ay, caramba. This golem was making giant globs of it and hurling at me. Did I mention they have the ability to control the corrosivity? The acidic power of the pH. The pH of it. The higher the pH, I believe the less acidic it is. I can't quite remember. But they were making it super acidic and burning through the rocks that I was hiding behind very easily. I managed to get one of my shotguns out of my storage locker that's pretty much in a pocket dimension. And I shot the guy in the leg, shot out his crystal, freeing the golem. And as a thanks, it gave me a part of its eye, which allowed it to actually make the acid itself. I'm surprised the thing was actually nice enough to do that. It's now going on to a gauntlet I'm working on. First one down, and I also got one from an Animacator Golem. So, yeah, that's good. Now, this next one is an actual true crystal golem. An extremely rare one at that. It's actually sometimes mostly nocturnal, but good chunk of the time found out in daytime because of its ability. No. Oh, its name for the record. Creature name. Dark Shadow Summoning Crystal Golem. Or Dark Shadow Crystal Golem. The reason why they got this name is because each of them have a different creature they can summon out of shadow. It's either below them or from the crystals themselves. But most of the time it's a human birdish thing. It has the head of a bird, but no of that flower feathery crown behind it. And the darker it is, the more dangerous it is. Because if it's dark outside, the thing actually starts getting more control over it. But also, anger is another trigger. You trigger it, or make it mad, the shadow part of it will take over and enhance its abilities, which are already pretty stupid powerful. It's able to punch through a solid 6-inch cement block that had some titanium tungsten alloy in there, with a crystal that was known to be very fragile, but in possession of these things, very, very strong. It's much like adjusted because it's a different type of crystal. Well, that one was actually hunting me because one of my old friends more or less purposely pissed it off and sent it after me because I decided not to go through with it when I was still a semi-wanted criminal. I was hunting a few golems because they were getting too close. Now I'm a government official hunting golems, but more or less hunt with helping police officers with that end of it. For the record, I did end up finding that old friend, beating the living crap out of him. No one really bugs me about or says, hey, you're not allowed to do that because they know how much they pay me to find these things. And if I don't hunt these things, they're pretty much screwed. They also, that friend is now in prison. The golem, as a thanks for help snapping it out of that state, I didn't ask for anything, but it decided to break off a whole chunk of its crystal. I'm talking, like it has one on its head, two on its shoulders, one on each shoulder, and then its entire arms. Half their forearms or so are made of the crystal. They broke off one of their shoulder pieces, which are pretty big. I turned that piece into a shield, but also put a smaller piece into the gauntlet, which is now pretty powerful itself. That's all the golems I have for today. Look at this, was a little fun. I hope y'all enjoyed me turning Koda, Ojiro, Tokiyami, and what was that last one named? Mina Ashido into golems. Subscribe to John Spikes to me, or do you want to land? Goodbye and peace out.